Before we begin, I have a favor to ask. If you enjoy discovering rare coins, hidden treasures, and unbelievable stories from the world of coin collecting, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Every week we uncover coins that most people overlook, and one of them could be sitting in your home right now. Imagine opening an old wooden box that has been sitting untouched for decades. Inside, you find a handful of old coins collected by your father or grandfather. At first glance, they seem like nothing more than spare change from another era. But then you notice one coin that looks different. It has a unique shine, an older design, and the year 1962 engraved on it. Could this ordinary-looking 50 Paise coin actually be something collectors dream about finding? Most people would never stop to ask that question. They would simply place the coin back in the box or even spend it without a second thought. That is exactly why some of the most fascinating discoveries. The India 50 Paise coin from 1962 has attracted attention from collectors for many years. While millions were produced, not every surviving example is the same today. Time has damaged countless coins through daily use, scratches, cleaning, corrosion, and neglect. However, a small number have survived in remarkable condition, and those are the pieces that make experienced collectors stop and take a closer look. The year 1962 was an important period in India's history. The country's currency reflected a growing nation, and every coin produced during that era became a small piece of history. Today, collectors don't simply buy old coins because they are old. They look for coins that tell a story, represent an important period, or possess unusual characteristics that make them stand apart from millions of others. What surprises many people is that age alone does not create value. You may have a coin that is over 60 years old, yet it may still be worth only a modest amount if it is heavily worn. On the other hand, another coin from the exact same year could attract enormous attention because of its exceptional preservation, a rare mint variety, or an unusual production error that occurred during striking. This is where the excitement truly begins. Professional collectors examine every tiny detail using magnifying lenses and proper lighting. They study the edges, lettering, date, design, and overall quality. A feature that looks insignificant to an ordinary person can completely change the way experts evaluate a coin. Some collectors spend years searching for one specific example to complete their collection. They visit auctions, trade shows, estate sales, and private collections hoping that one day they will discover the coin they have been chasing. That passion has made the world of numismatics one of the most exciting hobbies in the world. Perhaps you have inherited old Indian coins from your parents or grandparents. Maybe they have remained untouched in a drawer for decades. If so, this video could change the way you look at them forever. Before you dismiss any old coin as ordinary, it deserves a careful inspection because history has shown that extraordinary discoveries often begin with what appears to be an ordinary piece of metal. The 1962 India 50 Paise coin is one of those coins that deserves a second look. Although most examples are common, certain authenticated specimens with exceptional preservation, unusual mint characteristics, or verified striking errors can become far more desirable than the average collector expects. In the next part, we'll explore exactly what separates an ordinary 1962 50 Paise coin from the rare examples that collectors compete to own, and the small details that could make all the difference. Now let's take a closer look at what separates an ordinary 1962 India 50 Paise coin from one that captures the attention of serious collectors. The answer is not always obvious. In fact, many valuable coins have been overlooked simply because their owners never knew what details mattered. The first thing experienced collectors examine is the overall condition of the coin. A coin that has remained untouched for decades, with sharp details and its original mint luster still visible, is naturally more desirable than one that has been heavily worn through years of circulation. Every tiny scratch, dent, or sign of cleaning can affect how collectors view a coin. One of the biggest mistakes people make is cleaning old coins. They believe polishing a coin will increase its value because it looks brighter and newer. In reality, cleaning often removes the original surface that collectors want to see. Once that original finish is damaged, the coin may lose much of its appeal to experienced buyers. That is why many experts recommend leaving old coins exactly as they are until they can be properly examined. Another important detail is the quality of the strike. During the minting process, every design element is pressed onto the metal blank. Sometimes the pressure is perfect, creating sharp lettering, crisp edges, and clear design details. Other times, small variations occur. A stronger strike often produces a more attractive coin, while unusual striking mistakes can become fascinating collectibles in their own right. Collectors also search for mint errors. Although most coins leave the mint exactly as intended, a small number are produced with unusual characteristics. These might include off-center strikes, doubled design elements, clipped planchets, or other manufacturing mistakes. Because these errors are uncommon, they often attract strong interest from collectors who specialize in unusual coins. The metal itself can also tell an interesting story. After decades of storage, some coins develop beautiful natural toning. Shades of gold, blue, purple, or deep gray may appear across the surface. Unlike artificial cleaning or polishing, natural toning often adds character and uniqueness, making certain coins even more desirable. Authentication is another critical step. A rare-looking coin should always be carefully examined before anyone assumes it has extraordinary value. Professional authentication helps confirm that the coin is genuine and identifies any unusual features that may influence collector interest. This process gives buyers greater confidence and helps establish a more accurate understanding of the coin's significance. Demand is equally important. Even a scarce coin becomes much more valuable when many collectors are searching for it at the same time. Markets change over the years. A variety that once received little attention may suddenly become highly sought after as new collectors enter the hobby and begin searching for examples that are increasingly difficult to find. Many remarkable discoveries have happened in the most ordinary places. Old family collections, forgotten storage boxes, estate sales, antique shops, and inherited keepsakes have all produced surprising finds. The owners often had no idea that their coins deserved a closer inspection until someone with experience noticed a small but important detail. Imagine finding an old envelope marked simply, "Coins," inside a cabinet that has not been opened for years. Inside are several worn pieces along with a single 1962 India 50 Paise coin that appears unusually sharp compared to the others. Most people would overlook it. A dedicated collector, however, would immediately begin checking every detail under proper lighting, knowing that one small characteristic could completely change the story. That is why patience is one of the greatest tools in coin collecting. Rushing to sell or spend an old coin without understanding its features can be a costly mistake. The people who make the most exciting discoveries are often those who take the time to study, compare, and carefully inspect every coin they own. In the final part, we'll bring everything together and explain why a tiny difference between two coins from the same year can create an enormous difference in collector interest. We'll also discuss how exceptionally rare, authenticated examples can sometimes achieve astonishing prices under the right market conditions. By now, you've probably realized that the real excitement of coin collecting isn't just about finding an old coin. It's about discovering a story hidden inside a small piece of metal that most people would never notice. Every scratch, every design detail, every mint characteristic, and every year stamped on a coin has the potential to reveal something unique. The 1962 India 50 Paise coin is a perfect example of this. Millions of people have seen one during their lifetime, but very few have taken the time to examine it closely. That is exactly why collectors continue searching through old collections, inherited boxes, and forgotten drawers. They understand that extraordinary discoveries often begin with coins everyone else believes are ordinary. If you happen to own one of these coins, don't rush to judge it by appearance alone. Place it under a bright light and examine every detail carefully. Look at the date, the lettering, the rim, and the overall sharpness of the design. Compare it with reliable reference images and pay attention to anything that appears unusual. Even the smallest difference could make the coin far more interesting than you first imagined. One thing that experienced collectors always remember is that patience pays off. They rarely make quick decisions. Instead, they study the coin, compare it with other examples, and try to understand exactly what makes it different. That careful approach has led to some remarkable discoveries over the years. Another important lesson is to protect old coins properly. Avoid cleaning them, polishing them, or attempting to improve their appearance. Store them in protective holders and handle them. The market for collectible coins is always changing. New collectors enter the hobby every year, while experienced collectors continue searching for coins that complete their collections. As demand shifts, certain varieties become more desirable, especially when very few high-quality examples remain available. It is also worth remembering that two coins from the same year can have dramatically different values. One may have spent decades in circulation, becoming heavily worn, while another may have been carefully stored since the day it was minted. Add an authenticated mint error or an exceptionally rare variety to that second coin, and its collector appeal can increase significantly. Stories of surprising discoveries continue to inspire people around the world. A forgotten family collection, a small box purchased at an estate sale, or a handful of coins inherited from a relative has occasionally produced pieces that collectors were eager to acquire. Those stories remind us that remarkable finds are still possible for people who know what to look for. So before you overlook a 1962 India 50 Paise coin, take a closer look. What seems ordinary today could turn out to have characteristics that make it stand out in the eyes of knowledgeable collectors. The thrill of the search is one of the greatest rewards in numismatics, and every collection has the potential to hold an unexpected surprise. Now for the question everyone has been waiting for. Can a 1962 India 50 Paise coin be worth an incredible amount of money? Most examples are not. However, an exceptionally rare specimen with verified mint errors, outstanding preservation, documented authenticity, and extraordinary collector demand could attract astonishing offers at the right time. While there is no guaranteed value, unique coins have achieved remarkable prices in the collectible market, and truly one-of-a-kind examples can command attention far beyond ordinary expectations. If you have a 1962 India 50 Paise coin tucked away somewhere, today might be the perfect day to pull it out and inspect it carefully. You never know what details you might discover until you take that first close look. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn about more rare coins that could be hiding in everyday collections, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment below, and share this video with your friends and family. Your next incredible discovery could already be waiting in your home, and the coin everyone else ignores today might become tomorrow's most talked about collectible.